Yonder come a rabbit skipping through the sand. If that rabbit he don't mind, fry him in my pan, fry him in my pan. Big-eyed rabbit's gone, big-eyed rabbit's gone, rockin' a weary land, rockin' a weary land. If I had a needle and thread, fine as I could sew, I'd sew my woman to my side. Down the road we go, down the road we go, rockin' a weary land, rockin' a weary land. Okay, everybody, that was a little sample of a great old tune called Big-Eyed Rabbit. It's also called Rocking in a Wearied Land is a common title of it. One interesting tidbit that I just learned yesterday, I was given a lesson to somebody who's supposed to be a student of mine, but who actually taught me something, which is something that I really like about teaching. This was from a young man named Josh Sullivan from Texas. And he pointed out to me that chorus, rockin' in a weary land, rockin' in a weary land, he said that's actually a quote from the King James Bible. It's Isaiah 32, verse 2, I believe, where it basically mentions that like anybody who believes in God will be like a protected place in the desert from the wind, or they will be like a rock in a weary land. So that's pretty cool. I wish I had the verse in front of me to read it to you, but this isn't a Bible study course. If you're interested, go look up Isaiah 32, verse 2. So it's actually not rocking in a weary land, it's rock in a weary land. It's basically referencing like, you know, being a strong person, you know, out in the windswept desert, like a rock that casts shade for somebody and doesn't move. Pretty cool. Okay. So I actually learned this song, like I did many of these North Carolina, Southwest Virginia pieces, from Josh Hayes up in Watauga County, North Carolina. And of course Josh plays pretty much most everything, sort of a straight overhand style. He has a great overhand clawhammer style. Maybe would have played it something like that. I haven't seen Josh play in many years, but something like that. So you saw the close-up, and you had the tuning, the standard tuning, G, D, G, B, D. Of course, this old Wunderlich banjo is tuned way low. I'm more in like open E than open G. So if you weren't able to pick up on that close-up how to play the tune, I will put a link right here. That's going to take you to the Patreon group. That's patreon.com/Clifton Hicks. For a very small contribution, you can get the tabs for this song and every other song that we teach there. You get access to our members-only forum, and you get direct access to me. And even if you don't want any of that, it's just a good way to support this content if you like the fact that somebody's on here teaching these old songs. Okay, so for those of you who don't need tab, I'll just verbalize how you basically play it. You can play almost the entire tune out of the second fret position. There's just one quick jump up to the first fret, second string on the first fret, and then there's a slide from the second string, from the first string at the second fret down to the fifth fret and back. So you start off on the open third string, and then you hit the second string open. Hit it again, and then go back to the noted third string at the second fret, then play it open. Okay? That gives you, yonder come a rabbit. Then you want to get skipping through the sand. So skipping through the sand. All you got to do there, I go to the full C chord shape there just to get a fuller sound. That's not really the super traditional old-timey way. Most of the old-timers would have just put one finger down. So to get skipping through the sand, you hit the third string open, then you're going to note it at the second fret, then hit the second string open, then note the second string at the first fret. So that gives you skipping through the sand. And then if you want to say, if that rabbit, he don't mind, I fry him in my pan, you slide on the first string from the second fret to the fifth. And then play that fifth again. Say, yonder come a rabbit, skipping through the sand. If that rabbit, he don't mind. So to get if that rabbit, you go. So you're going to quickly go back up to the second fret. Then play it open. Then play the second string open. Okay, then you're going to walk it down and go. It's all on the second fret. So from your second string to your third string to your bass string. I fry 'em in my pan, and then go back, hammer back on the third string. Fry 'em in my pan, fry 'em in my pan. Okay, that's pretty much how it is. And then the chorus is just rockin' a weary land, rockin' a weary land, rockin' a weary land, rockin' a weary land. Very simple piece of music. Yonder come a rabbit, skipping through the sand. If that rabbit, he don't mind, fry him in my pan, fry him in my pan. Big-eyed rabbit's gone, big-eyed rabbit's gone. There's another little D-shaped chord that you can throw in there too. So if you want to get a fuller sound, you can put your index finger on the third string at the second fret, throw your ring finger on the second string at the third. Gives you that little D shape. So rockin' in a weary land, rockin' in a weary land, rockin' in a weary land, rockin' a weary land. So one reason I always point out that it's not necessarily so traditional and old-timey to use all these full chord shapes is because most of the old-timers were playing on a fretless instrument like this. You can see there's no frets on this banjo. And when you're playing with no frets, it's much more difficult to get clear sounds when you're using chord shapes. So that's why the old-timers used open tunings, like we're in open E right now, basically open G tuned down. The old-timers used open tunings, and they tried, if they could get away with it, just to mash one finger down on the fretboard at a time. Two if they had to. Very seldom would they mash three fingers down at a time. It's just the way it was. So okay everybody, I sure appreciate you looking. If you appreciate my efforts here, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please share it with some friends. If you don't do social media, copy the link and email it to somebody who's trying to learn the banjo or who's interested in it. And really, like I said, yeah, I'm going to throw up links here. Join us at Patreon. It's super cheap and we'd love to have you. Okay, thanks for looking.